mati duluan, terus suka nyalain orang lain.
Nih kadang ini kadang, nih dua nih.
Siapa yang lootingnya lama, rotasinya juga telat.
Nih,
banyak.
Siapa yang paling disiplin ketika di screen?
Gak ada disiplin, gak ada.
Siapa tukang nge-clutch?
Semua.
Siapa yang ada aim jago tapi damage-nya jelek?
Siapa ya?
Siapa yang paling bawel di tim?
Iya, paling bacot sih dia sih. Paling bacot dia.
Siapa yang paling lucu?
Paling lucu. Aduh.
Oh ini
paling lucu nih.
Siapa yang kayak abang-abangan?
Semua abangan.
Semua abang-abangan. Semua.
Siapa yang paling kayak adik kecil gitu? Kayak orang yang harus menjaga.
Nih, Krypton sama
Moana berdua.
Siapa yang suka ketawain orang lain?
Semua ini ketawa di sana.
Siapa yang tukang komplain?
Gua.
Paling dia lah.
Rosemary.
Siapa yang paling susah bangun tidur?
Rosemary.
Siapa yang makan paling banyak?
Rian kayaknya deh.
Moana, Rian nih, dua nih.
Siapa yang paling bersih orangnya?
Paling bersih. Sumpah paling bersih.
Siapa yang paling gampang ke distract?
Siapa ya? Kadang anak-anak ada sih semua rata-rata.
Tapi semuanya ada.
Semua.
Siapa yang paling banyak fans?
Masih Rian.
Itulah kita permainan kita tadi yang kalian udah tonton. Terima kasih banyak dan see you kita.
Takım içerisinde binada en beklenmedik pozisyonda kim oynuyor?
Silas. Berkan abi. Silas.
İlk başta fight atarken kim ölüyor?
Silas.
Silas Hota.
Performances, it's all about the individual performances as well, because our grand finals MVP is winning a brand new Porsche Cayenne, and this is exactly how they're going to be able to do it.
You want a Porsche Cayenne?
I want a Porsche Cayenne.
I want a Porsche Cayenne.
I'm not good enough to get that Porsche Cayenne, but you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
Top wants a new family car.
Maybe we'll get that nice talent discount. We'll have to talk to Porsche about it.
Yeah.
But for this squad, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of players that definitely won this Porsche Cayenne, have been performing like they need this in their lives, and one of them has to be top, one of them has to be Refist as well, but we've got to talk about some of the other teams too.
I mean, Rosemary
Yes.
from Alter Ego,
Yeah.
right, making it happen for themselves into day 2. And of course, when you look at the evaluation criteria for the MVP, if you remember it last year, it changed significantly going into 2025. Eliminations, 40% is massive. So all about getting that elimination, but also knockouts, which have been pretty important.
Sure.
Added to the equation this time around. If you can get a bunch of knocks like top with a mini 14, that guy could be at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. But the guys, this is what it's all about right here. Who's going to be our champion? You can see Alpha 7 currently in the lead with 115 points, but you got that match point right there, 125-7. That's going to come into play big time.
It is going to come into play big time, because what is DRX, APG, Regnum of those squads there trying to chase them down going to be able to do? And one thing that we honestly have to keep in mind is the squads that aren't really chasing them down, the squads that got absolutely nothing to lose, because we know that they're going to be looking to target Alpha 7, looking to target some of those teams and play that role that I absolutely love in day 3, and that is the spoiler role. You okay there, buddy?
He's having a bit of an issue there. Actually, I was talking to Silas recently, just before the show started, and he said they're going to play very aggressive going into Rondo, and I don't think they're going to be the only team. I think a lot of teams know this is going to be a time where you're going to be so desperate, because as you said on the pre-show, right? How long is the day going to be? How many matches are going to be happening today? If it's only 2, guess what? Your amount of time for you to make that comeback happen is going to be extremely short. So every game, you've got to take with full potential of trying to get as many eliminations as humanly possible.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you got a chance to talk to some of the teams as well, 7. D+ in particular, when it came to possibly even hunting down Alpha 7 as well.
Another team, they got absolutely nothing to lose. By the way, before we go even into all of that, you found out something pretty special about D+.
Well, it was on me. It was some people on Instagram.
Okay.
Respect, thank you very much, everyone in the community. But actually, if you include the PMGC Grand Final games of last year, so PMGC 2024, D+ Kia have won the last game, which is the final Miramar, 5 days in a row, which is an insane stat to imagine.
Crazy.
But that was without the Smash Rule. We do have the
True.
Smash Rule. Do we have a match 6 in the cards today? We don't know. But the fact that they win away the last game, what a weird thing to happen for D+.
I don't think we're going to end up getting up to match 6. I'm pretty sure you're going to be hoping that I'm wrong. I'm going to be hoping that I'm not wrong. But going back to what you were saying in regards to some of those other squads, yeah, I mean, it has to come down to them just wanting to be aggressive and stopping Alpha 7 from getting enough points when we go into Rondo. And hoping that they can do enough to catch up to them. Because when you end up doing that, Max, when you end up maybe playing a little bit too aggressive, if you are chasing that first place squad, you're leaving yourself open to get eliminated. And that's what was happening yesterday. That's why Alpha 7 has such a nice lead coming into today, because the bottom teams, second place, fourth place, third place, all that stuff, they get eliminated early, and Alpha 7 takes full advantage of that.
You don't want to get too tunnel visioned, right, on those eliminations and forget about, oh, well, guess what? You're going to get third-partied by another team that is looking to play even more aggressive in this lobby. Got to be very careful, which actually, talking about that, scares me for Ulf, which has been ramping up their aggression. They won themselves, thanks to Scarface, that Rondo game yesterday on day 2. I want to see that kind of same momentum here where they're playing full-on aggressive and learning everything from the league stage going into these finals. They've learned so much, and I feel like Ulf maybe could be the big comeback team on this third day.
I agree.
Talking about aggressive, one team that automatically comes to mind, Alter Ego. Yesterday at the start of the day, if we go from their performance in Last Chance to what we were actually able to see here in the second day of Grand Finals, completely different. That team was a team that was targeting mostly the center of the circle. They were playing a little bit like DX was at the beginning of the Grand Finals, but yesterday, completely different. They wanted to take the action to everybody, and I think you might have mentioned it perfectly, Max. It might have been because of that roster change.
Yeah, the roster change. Actually having Moan on a team, replacing Snape. I was a little bit judgmental, and you know what? The results did dip a little bit after that, right? And they have Moana playing instead of Snape, and Snape had amazing results during the league stage. I was like, there's no way we see a replacement for Snape, but that actually did end up happening. And the main issue I did see on day 2 is they go for these very quick rotations in the center, as you mentioned, but there's no scouting, and they send it so split trying to go to the center. They use 2 players almost the entirety of the last 3 matches of yesterday. Fix the rotations in the mid game. If they can do that, Alter Ego, man, if they have a 4-man team in the positions they had yesterday,
oh my gosh,
Indonesia could be looking strong.
I didn't mention it, by the way. I gotta give credit to their to Alter Ego's extra analyst, which is none other than our amazing caster, Blank.
Yes.
I'm not taking the credit for that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. I think you're going to have to be able to adapt here today if you want to be able to be the champion. And I want to ask you this, Seven, right?
Go for it.
Let's say Alpha 7 does get the 10 points in Rondo. When it goes into Erangel, do you think they should possibly drop in a different location?
They of course.
Right?
They definitely have to, because every team that wants a chance to stop them from winning, maybe not even a hot drop, but a rotation camp, a rotation trap, which we have seen in the past, Max, and more than likely it can end up happening. The good thing, though, about this year that I want to let everybody know is that these teams have now, in the past, we were talking about, okay, this is going to be a spot just for that team. They're not going to be willing to change it. A lot of teams this year has been actually practicing multiple spots, not just one, not just 2, many places all over the map because of this Smash Rule.
I want to bring up the point you just said about camping the rotation of Alpha 7.
Yep.
I think Alpha 7 is the worst team to camp because they rotate so early, meaning that you need to camp them instantly after doing your looting stage, which is, I think Alpha 7 is like the worst team to make that happen. So if you do want to fight them, I believe Hot Drop would be the best option, but they have 2 drops on Erangel, which is going to be the big main map today, right? One over to the west in George Pole and even east of Stolber. So I think Alpha 7 don't have too much to fear going into the grassy pastures. I think they're big chilling.
Like, come over here real quick. Thanks for getting down. Well, making sure you don't have a fever. This man just said a hot drop would be the option. I like it, especially because of the current rules that we have, right? The rules set the Smash Rule, and so especially if they get into the Smash Zone. One thing, though, that I do want to keep in mind is that we were talking about the early rotations for Alpha 7. I wonder if they're going to be changing their style enough that ends up hurting them. We've seen it happen multiple times when we end up getting into this stage where teams have a chance to win via Smash Roll. It starts getting into their head, and it could end up backfiring. Luckily for this squad, they are one of the regions that has experience with a team winning via Smash Roll. Back in their PMSL America's Fall Split, Wolves ended up winning via Smash Roll, so I'm hoping that they're going to be able to go, they were able to go back, look at that, and see, okay, maybe this is how we need to play via Smash Roll.
Yeah, I mean, that's so crazy. Is like when you get in these kind of situations, just second guessing yourself just a little bit can cost you so much. We got another team though, right? I know that you're pretty confident in here today, and that's DRX. How are you feeling about them going into here the final day?
I'm a little bit scared because there is a 28-point difference between themselves and the point threshold to be in the Smash Zone, and that is, even a Rondo game, you can't get there unless you get literally one of the biggest games in the entire tournament, right? That is going to be really, really hard to achieve. But DRX, I like how QXZZZ, which we talked about being such a good fragger many times, I know you're a big fan of his playstyle, Seven. I like how during that Erangel win, he didn't go overly aggressive. He set up his player, meaning that he is very adaptable. And for me, the true mark of a potential champion is a team that's not just focused on one role for their players. It's like, okay, I'm in a better position to set up my teammates, get the angles, deny enemy rotations. I'm going to do just that and get low eliminations. The fact that QXZZZ did that on that one game makes me so hopeful that they can go and be the champions this year.
For DRX, I want to see a much better performance when it comes down to their fragging ability here in Rondo. Both Rondos that we have seen out of DRX, they only been able to achieve 6 eliminations. Don't get me wrong, that is a good match. But right now, we are on the final day. And as Max was saying, what was the point? 28? Up to
28,
the Smash
28
Zone?
for them. Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got to be able to put up even more than just, say, like 6 elims. And on top of that, you got to go for the